Today, we're diving into the fascinating ways your brain can trick you through real psychological experiments. Researchers use A/B tests to study how we make decisions by splitting people into two groups and showing them different versions of the same scenario. By tweaking just one detail, like how a question is phrased or how information is presented, they can see how it shapes our choices. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Only this time, you're the participant. You're on the jury of an only child custody case following a divorce. You've decided to focus on a few factors. To which parent would you award sole custody of the child? Parent A. Average income, average health, average working hours, reasonable rapport with the child, and relatively stable social life. Parent B. Above average income, very close relationship with the child, extremely active social life, lots of work-related travel, and minor health problems. Who would you deny sole custody? In 1993, Eldar Shafir presented subjects with this scenario. Half of the subjects were asked, to which parent would you award sole custody of the child? To the other half, they changed only the single word award to deny. 64% of the subjects that were asked to award sole custody said it should be parent B. When the word was changed to deny, it was 55%. It is possible to influence people's judgments by framing the question in a different way. Do you think that Mahatma Gandhi died before or after the age of 140? How old do you think he died? Fritz Strack and Thomas Musweiler took 60 German university students and split them into two groups. One group was asked if Gandhi was older or younger than 9 years old when he died, while the other was asked if he was older or younger than 140. Then, both groups guessed his actual age at death. The results showed that those given the low anchor of 9 years guessed he was 50, while those given the high anchor of 140 years guessed he was 67. Even though both numbers were clearly wrong, they still influenced the answers, showing the power of the anchoring effect, where the first piece of information we see shapes our judgment, even when it makes no sense. Imagine a pesticide which causes a harmful toxic reaction 5 times for every 10,000 containers. How much would you pay extra for a pesticide that reduces this risk from 5 to 0 times? The original pesticide cost $5. This example comes from a study by Viscusi and highlights zero-risk bias, our tendency to prefer eliminating a risk entirely, rather than just reducing it. Participants were given two pesticide options. One reduced harm from 15 incidents per 10,000 containers to 10, while the other reduced it from 5 to 0. Even though both lowered the risk by the same amount, people were willing to pay an extra $2.41 for the second option, but only an extra $1.04 for the first. This shows how the feeling of complete safety can override rational decision-making, leading us to pay more just to eliminate a small risk completely. Imagine that you have decided to see a movie where admission is $10 per ticket. As you enter the theater, you discover that you have lost a $10 bill. Would you still pay $10 for a ticket to the movie? Richard Thaler, a behavioral economist, was the first economist to fully explore the consequences of mental accounting. Although the value of the loss is the same in both scenarios, only 46% said they would buy another movie ticket when they lost their original one. This in comparison to 88% who lost their $10 bill. Buying a second ticket would make the movie seem too expensive, since it now costs $20 in their mind. The loss of cash is not taken into the mental account of the movie. We tend to treat our dollars very differently. Imagine that you were on vacation with two close friends, but that one day you felt sick. So you decided to stay in bed and watch a movie in the hotel room while your two friends went out to visit a museum. However, after 5 minutes of watching the movie, you realized that it was pretty boring. You paid $19.95 for the movie. Would you continue watching the boring movie? The sunk cost fallacy is an irrational decision to invest more resources after an investment has been made. Christopher Olivola conducted the above survey. 82% of the participants said they would keep watching the movie if they paid for it, even when they find it boring. This in comparison with 7% of the participant when only time was invested.